It didn't take much more than a bottle and 2 chairs to make a speakeasy. This is what Daniel Okrent said in his book, Last Call, The Rise and Fall of Prohibition. Today, join us for some stories. Get your own bottle, glass, mug, and relax. This is Speak Easily, and I'm your host, Krista Stauffer.
There was a girl that I worked with at the box office in Otterbein. I mean, not a fun job, right? I mean, we're just taking people's credit cards all day. She decided to start speaking in a British accent, but then unfortunately spoke with somebody who had family in the area she said she was from, and she just got stuck. Just had to keep going.
That can absolutely ruin your day.
Ride or die.
Yeah.
I used to prank the radio station. That's what I did in the box office. Because they were downstairs. They have, like, Otterbein had this, so I hope nobody is Otterbein radio, but they might have had 2 people listening all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They had like a rock station and they played the same 7 songs.
Good old college radio.
Radio station.
Yeah.
So I would call from the box office and be like, do you guys have any John Tesh?
Hey, Krista. Yeah, sure, fine. Here comes Tesh for Krista. She's the only one listening right now, so whatever.
I wasn't even listening. You couldn't get the station outside of campus.
Yeah.
Like, you would drive 2
outside
minutes
of
away.
campus.
broadcasting on 1 megawatt of power.
They were lovely humans, but the poor things were stuck in the theater department. That's not where you want a rock station.
Yeah.
College radio station is
well
in the midst of a bunch of actors because they're stupid people. I just want to throw that in there. But you work with them.
I got to. I make movies.
That's the job.
No, they're fine. I'm teasing.
No, they can be bad. Trust me, I teach them. I make them terrible for you. That's my goal, is to corrupt them so that they are severely obnoxious and not helpful to your film. That's what I try to do. No, it's not.
Good ones,
Okay, so tell us who you are. We're gonna have a little introduction. So tell us your name, favorite color. No, you have a Rubik's Cube
I have
mug.
a Rubik's Cube mug.
Is it hard to drink out of? It looks a little challenging.
I really thought it wasn't going to work.
Does it work?
It's not bad.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I haven't spilled or
Fold
or anything.
You get a little bit of the leftovers in the bottom of it, but it's not bad.
You probably can't quite get the last.
Yeah, not all of it. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm perplexed by this though. It's just an odd shape for a coffee mug.
I know.
There's more mug than coffee.
You gotta break through those norms you're used to.
Yeah, because it's square. It's not like it's round in the middle.
Right.
It goes that way.
It's just a round hole.
Down.
Yeah.
So there's like a lip on it.
Welcome to Speakeasy in Columbus.
It's like drinking out of a table.
Oh, shit.
Wait, it is square in the center?
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lip.
So I didn't think it was going to work. Like, this isn't going to work, right? But it's fine.
This is exciting. This is exciting for a podcast
Wow.
too. We always do things like this where it's like you forget sometimes, like, oh, we're on a podcast. They can't see what we're doing.
Yeah.
This is a Rubik's Cube mug.
It's a Rubik's Cube mug. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, but welcome to the show.
Yeah, this is how we
kind of
start.
stepped on my intro there a little bit.
Sorry, go ahead
all
with your intro.
No, we're rolling now. So we're in good shape.
No, I'm waiting for your intro.
I did it already. We're good.
Okay, we're done with that. So, Josh, you start.
Yeah, I'm Josh Clark. I'm the owner of Jim Fia Productions here in town. We do a number of film, TV.
You guys don't stop.
We try.
Would that be a true statement?
We got a lot of projects.
This way, yeah.
Okay.
We say yes too often before
Do
the
you?
checks are signed.
I do mostly.
Yeah.
I do. It's on me because as
You
far as
ask me.
I know.
You pass it along once in a while.
No, the good answer, like honestly, he's only told me this twice so far. When he'll say, "You're on your own," that means no, we're not taking that one. That means,
Which ones? I can't remember.
I think that was the one where I said we can do this grand thing about gentrification of Franklinton through the years and go from the short north all the way through.
Oh
the
yeah,
lifespan
no,
of
and
Franklinton.
then had the it started with the artist,
Yeah.
doing the whole art project and trying to make a giant project where basically it encompasses probably from like say the 80s
Oh my
to
gosh.
like the 2000s.
That would take
Wow.
forever.
Of like this sort of short north like
Yeah.
artist community.
And then how
Yeah.
migrate, like how the
I mean, I was
gentrification
in it
process.
for like years too,
Mhm.
so
Mm.
like even that section seems overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
It'd be very cool to see, but that's a
Yeah,
hell of a lot.
That's
There's a
bad.
lot. if we didn't have, like Cash said, like 5 or 6 other things we're doing
Yeah.
right now, we could probably do
Yeah,
that.
I was gonna say just collecting all the stuff you're gonna need for
But
that is
for
huge.
me, is again, my producer mind goes for something like that. I think there's financing in Columbus because there's an interest in it, and then also there's a production value, universal kind of appeal, and a production value where it's a quintessential gentrification. Artists come in, make a place cool sells. Real estate says, cool, hey, you assholes, get the fuck out. And that's any major city in America, you can see that. And now, I mean, we were just talking about it today. When you go to Franklinton, you can literally see the buildings casting a shadow on the disenfranchised citizens. Like, get the fuck out.
And only in the last, we were just talking about Franklinton, the last 10 years that's exploded there.
Yeah. I mean, it's been the last 3 or 4 where they did this.
How many buildings are
constant
in construction right within
there? There's probably 8 or 9 that like major buildings that are
corporate or living or
mixture.
Mixture of
I think there's some mixed use, and then some of it's residential. It's
And
affordable housing, air quote affordable housing.
Not really, but
and
somebody had posted somewhere that Kosai is now charging like $10 for parking or something. Like you can't. We used to go there and I'd park at a meter. Like
Even Battel's like shithole dirt park lot. You got to pay $8.
Yeah.
Or not Battel.
Back
I'm sorry. It's Battel. I'm thinking Battel Veterans Memorial or Vets Memorial.
Yeah.
But
over on that side.
Yeah, on that side.
Have you been to the museum there?
We filmed there.
Oh, did you? Is it nice?
I didn't go in.
Okay.
I wasn't there.
You weren't invited inside.
You're talking about into that.
That's just me and Eli.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, no, we filmed there for the PCMA
Look
convention.
beautiful.
Is it? It looks gorgeous from the outside.
Yeah.
I saw
the
concerts
top
in
has a spiral grassy like walkway that goes all the way to the top.
No, I had no idea.
So we got
Look at it from Google Maps. It's
I'll show you. We did the cool drone footage. It looks like a conch shell. Like it looks like an actual Milky Way galaxy.
It's a beautiful.
Yeah.
It might be
wow.
one of the coolest buildings.
Yeah.
I like it.
What do they do there now? Is it just a museum or is it?
Yeah, it's a National Veterans.
It's not functioning as.
Oh, like it used to.
Yeah.
Where
For
buy
gun
comic
shows
books there.
and comic book shows.
Yeah. I used to go to all the toy shows there.
Yeah,
like you can buy all the old toys from the 80s.
It wasn't a great facility.
I mean,
it was a little rundown.
It had open spaces that you
saw
could
Ben
use.
Folds there.
I mean, Ben. I saw, Randy Travis there when I was in high school. That's a weird pull.
Wow,
it's a weird pull.
Randy
I went with
Travis.
a girl that I was
that makes sense.
A girl that I was in show choir with,
like,
and
that makes a little more sense now because you don't strike me as the
no.
Let's go see Randy Travis kind of person. Nothing against. Hi, Randy. Thanks for watching our show.
Welcome to the show, Randy Travis.
Fuck he is out of Randy.
Randy, how are you? How's it going?
Getting a message from Randy right now.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's good.
He's good.
He's good.
Thanks, Randy.
Thanks, Randy.
Yeah. Kash, what do you do? You guys are business partners, yeah.
Everything partners, kind of.
Yeah.
Life partners in a sense.
Well,
I mean,
not quite there.
So what aspects do you guys take separately? Like what?
Well, I came in as like somebody who'd been doing film for a long time.
Yeah.
And he was kind of coming into it new.
Okay.
But he was coming from a business side of things and I don't know how to put the whole political part, but that's a huge deal too. Mm-hmm. Just being able to like communicate with people. I can't communicate with people.
Yeah.
Very well.
What did you do before? This is exciting.
Oh shit! Well, I did my graduate work in economics, but then I did engineering sales. Weirdly enough, I don't know.
Engineering sales?
Yeah, from when I was young, and then in my mid-20s, I ran an independent record label in St. Louis and Chicago.
Oh my gosh!
Lost all my money fantastically, but it was a fantastic year of losing all my money. And then I went back in engineering, and I designed machines that welded plastic for car parts. And that literally, I mean, weird enough though, it took me all over the planet. Like I've been
really?
I did projects in South America, and I lived in Sao Paulo for a bit. I was on a project. Lived in Barcelona for a bit.
Wow.
Tokyo. I've been to Tokyo multiple times. And then I ran for political office in 2015. I ran for state rep in the 18th district.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, lost in a primary. Yeah, but I, like you said, the good thing is I had this weird Venn diagram of artists business, political. So in that intersection, I speak all their languages and their jargon, and I know their motivations, and so it helps me navigate the space that I do a lot.
Was it hard to run?
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's shitty.
That's
I was still working full time
geez.
for most of it, and it was like 18-hour days, 16, 18-hour days all the time.
And just talking to a lot of people. Are you an extrovert? You're not an extrovert, are you?
Yeah, yeah. I don't mind people.
Well, not that you don't mind. Do you get overwhelmed by people after a while?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I have my good old fashioned panic attack. Hits a saw. It's good. Shake off all that shit.
Get the blood pumping.
Yeah. Simulated heart attack motion is always good for the body.
Feels great. Love those moments. Those are fun. Kash, what's your background?
Art school dropout.
Sweet.
Twice.
Where'd you go?
Out of high school, well, I went to art high school, Fort Hays, too. I went to the Art Institute of Chicago for a semester and a half.
What did you do? Or what were you going to do?
Well, I took fine arts.
Okay.
So I went there as a painter. But I was making videos.
Yeah.
And even submitted them.
Yeah.
And I think I had a advisor be like, you should stick with painting.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
sick,
nice.
man.
Yeah.
That's really helpful.
They were painters, so maybe.
And that's how you became a video person or a film person.
I was always a little bit more interested in it.
Yeah.
I think there was a while there where it was like I was kind of crossed over into like the performance kind of element, kind of mixed media performance.
Yeah.
I got really heavily into like performance art for a long time, video art, performance art. It was very much like it was always cinematic when I was younger, and then there was this weird point where I was like, I wanted to make it look like video art, so I had to like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that video art aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's kind of ugly.
Yeah.
Kind of tried that for a while and like really got nasty. And I had video mixers, those noise bands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did that for a long time. Well, for a few years. But then it just kind of like slowly backed off the scene a little bit and started focusing more on like I just make these little personal projects.
Is it hard to get performance art out there? I mean, I'm not asking you to do it now, but like.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you mean. Like,
perform some of your art.
Like, if you just go out in the street, if you go out in the street and do it, you did it.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, if you're
I never tried to. I didn't mean that like that kind of performance art. Like we do shows.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like a group show or band show or something.
Yeah.
We would just show up and do our thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a millionaire's kid and just an asshole, you go do performance art any fucking town you want.
That sounds amazing.
That's
I wish I would have had that
that's
life.
most of it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be called TikTok.
The booking net jets to go do performance art in different
I'm
cities.
sure.
Wouldn't that be great though?
It'd be something.
So where is home for both you guys now? Is it right here? Okay.
You grew up here too?
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And then came here when I was like 12.
Okay.
South Side. I've always
Okay.
been around South Side. And I live in, I guess it's Old Town East, kind of Livingston.
Yeah.
Now, but I just moved there. I just got married and moved in with my wife. So
Congratulations.
thank you. And
That has it been a month?
Oh wow! So
2
like
months.
just
December?
2
married
months.
then. Wow.
December, right?
December 3rd.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, almost
And
2
you got
months.
married in the Levesque Tower, didn't you?
Top of the Vector.
Oh,
It's
cool.
a good friend of mine. Yeah.
It's my
Robert
favorite
Kaplan.
Yeah.
Hi, Robert. Tell Randy Travis hi.
It's my favorite building. I love that. Yeah. Very cool.
What is
Go
at the
into it.
top?
Old Lazarus. It's great.
Was it somebody's?
Freaked me out.
This is the Lazarus family's penthouse. They
Yeah.
lived there. Like Cindy Lazarus, the matriarch, lived
Yeah.
there for. It was like her city house, and it looked like a goddamn dentist office from 1972.
It's
Really?
very weird.
Really?
It's very weird up there.
The carpet, the drop
Drop the
ceilings.
ceilings.
with-
It's like
with
they
the
haven't
drop ceiling
gotten to any
lights
of
in
that
it.
part yet. Like the building, it's like they've done so much through
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the everything that's really like public
Because it's
facing and
now
visible. But
what,
you go up to like
hotel and
penthouse.
condos and
Condos, hotel,
Yeah.
mixture.
the
But there's, I mean, like I love all the little architecture and
Oh,
like
yeah.
idiosyncrasies. There's so much Satanism going on there.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah, it's
fucking
crazy.
Satan.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Satan's home in Columbus.
Yeah,
oh wow.
yeah. Like there's all kinds of weird like symbols all over, like below every single window. There's like a relief sculpture of like
straight up Ghostbusters shit.
Yeah, it really is.
So Zool is up there somewhere.
Well, it was built in the teens, so yeah. How much information you want to give? 555.5 feet tall, to be half a foot taller than the Washington Monument in Washington D.C.
How do you know this?
Because I went to school and it was one of the buildings that I studied when I.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
this
love
is a new
Tower.
fact.
Go see the main elevators have all the zodiac symbols in a choreographed like position.
That's weird.
It's very cool.
Really
cool
shit.
And they haven't. Yeah, they've kept a lot of that stuff original too. I love that building.
What did they do with the sculptures that
Does
were
anyone know
on
about
the
that?
side?
So apparently so they had these 4 sculptures, like winged
like
sculptures that were huge. They were huge, and they all had their arms outstretched, touching each other. And I think what had happened was like they just weren't structurally sound enough.
Fell off and
a piece fell off, and so they had to pull all of them down. But that's what used to sit on top of those 4 like little spires that are around the thing. Used to stand there. I think they were facing.
No one knows where they are.
But there's
no one can find these.
There's a photo up there of it in
like
warehouse.
a warehouse somewhere.
Yeah.
So they're stored somewhere.
Yeah, and they're
like
huge too.
Person's like this big. I mean, they're massive.
Yeah,
and those eagles too. They took the eagles off.
Yeah, the eagles are up there.
They were because there were the statues for like northwest, east, south, and then northeast, southwest. Yeah, the eagle in each of the
Jeez.
It's like the height of the Art Deco period, but it was also like because it was so far removed from like New York and everything, it had like its own very independent kind of vibe. But yeah, AIG building was originally what it was, I think. And
oh wow,
this guy knows it, man. I've been up. I only knew it because
it's
up top.
I love that building. Yeah,
interesting.
So,
we've known each other for how many years, and I'm learning something new today. Yeah.
So
my friend that owns the top 4 floors there now is really trying to make it a space, especially the top 2.
Yeah.
He's trying to make it an Airbnb.
Oh,
and he really wants film in there. So he's a photographer by trade.
Okay.
And did a lot of work with F1 racing. Like he was their
that's cool
principal photographer for a while. And him and his brother his brother's a commercial real estate developer out of Miami, and they bought it together.
So are they there now? Like, do they live there, or they're just developing?
No, they're just developing. No, actually, I met him at Marion Village Festival because I volunteered to film the Marion Village because I lived on Moccasin. Yeah. So they reached out. I'm like, yeah, I'm a pro or quasi pro. I'm like, I'll help you out. And then he was there, and his wife actually is from Barcelona.
Okay.
So I met the other lady who was doing still photography, and we were talking. She was like, oh, you got to meet Robert, and his wife is from Barcelona. And her and we actually lived close as the neighborhood.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we were talking about some things, and I got to talking to him, and then he was just like, come visit. And we got to go up there and visit it. And now,
is it haunted?
I hope so.
Super. Supposedly super haunted. Yeah.
Oh, I could imagine.
Yeah.
Zool.
Yeah.
The entire middle of the thing is a hollow smokestack that goes all the way down to the basement. And that's how they used to heat the entire building.
Oh my God.
It's still there, and they can't do anything with it.
Yeah, it's just useless space because it's open. Like if you look at it from the satellite, there's a big circle at the top that they've had to like grate over so nobody falls 555.5 feet all the way down.
It's open in the top. Like
oh my gosh!
Well, you can see.
You can see. I mean,
you can see. Yeah.
You see the outside of that.
Massive.
Massive.
But they can't do anything about it.
But what it does to that top room is it makes it about this wide all the way around.
Yeah.
So you go like, and the windows are like just tall.
Yeah.
I've discovered I have vertigo. I don't think I did when I was younger.
Well, dude, the other thing is the windows were old school. You could literally open up. He just sealed them off. You could open up the windows. We were there, like our head out of the window.
So my dad had his offices in that building for a long time. And when my wife and I first started dating, we'd go down for the 4th of July, the red, white, and boom. And we would sit in his office 12 floors up on the Levesque Tower, and you could open the window. It was fantastic because you're at eye level with all the fireworks, and you get the booms and the whole thing. No crowd at all. And then one year, someone started throwing ice from some building up, some place up on higher, and cops came, guy came in with riot gear on and was like, what are you guys doing? He was like, we're just watching the fireworks, man. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah.
No, I'm afraid of heights. That wouldn't go well with me. No.
Took me a while to get to the windows.
Yeah. It's a hell of a view, too.
I took my eldest
panoramic view.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The whole top floor is just open.
Oh, yeah.
It's just open. I mean, it's just beautiful the way you can see it.
But it's haunted.
Hope
It's
so.
gotta be.
I hope
You
so.
ghost person.
If ghosts are anywhere, it's got to be
a
there.
corridor.
Yeah, it's
Like
really
this.
It's like
Yeah.
a corridor all the way around.
Yeah.
Of corridor windows. Like.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Tight.
Yeah, it's like sort of rounded.
Yeah.
Kitchenettes. I don't even call them
Yeah,
kitchens.
that's
It's just like
kitchenette.
countertop, refrigerator, little stove, and the windows right there.
That's wild.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Man.
And you got married up there.
Did.
Were you in a corridor? Were you able to stand
No,
next to each other?
there's like
There's a
one
room.
open space. As soon as you come out, like
I
the
didn't know
middle,
if you guys were like,
there's like one
I
open
do.
space on
There's one. Yeah.
either side. Like either side's open, and then the corridors are kind of around the circle. But
Okay.
and then the lower floor, like the top 2 floors like that, the 2 floors underneath of it are actually wide open. And you're gonna make an event space, but
oh my gosh.
yeah, we don't need to do a commercial for them.
No. I'm just
Commercial for
fascinated.
space.
I like old buildings. I haven't been in that one though. I've just been to the restaurant there. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
That's cool.
We'll
Yeah.
get you up there someday.
I love that. So you,
Huh?
I'm afraid. I am afraid of heights. I'd be like, cool. It's great. Yep.
Yeah.
I took my eldest to the reformatory up in Mansfield.
Yeah.
I didn't have my medication that day. I'm like, not going out there. Sorry, because it went out. It took you out on the 4th level.
Oh
I'm
man.
like, I can't. I
The
just
catwalks and
physically
everything,
can't.
looking down. Yeah.
Nope.
It's intense.
And I know it's safe. That's the worst part of it. Like, I know I'm totally safe.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Well, I was joking with him when I got up there. The way I felt like by the window, I was like, "Man, I'm supposed to never make this."
This is not.
And this is when it gives out. Right
Yeah.
now, right?
When you trust everything, but
Yeah.
suddenly, golly, no.
Oh man.
Where's the coolest place you guys have filmed?
The backyard brawl was pretty good.
That was fantastic.
On the south side backyard
Mhm.
brawl.
That was
Homemade boxing
Oh
my
wow.
gosh.
tournament, I
Oh,
guess,
my
for
gosh.
charity
Whatever it was.
or for neighborhood charity.
What is homemade boxing
They
tournament?
put a boxing ring in their backyard. They literally had like rubber styrofoam, those connecting
Yeah.
mats down,
Oh wow.
and had a boxing ring.
Oh man.
And the whole neighborhood
The
came
whole
over.
neighborhood came.
Oh,
Actually, it
whatever,
was
some
run
bucks.
well. It was
Right.
run
It was
efficiently.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Oddly run
Yeah.
Kids
efficiently.
running around.
Kids
yeah.
running.
Wow.
But it was.
Was this just a
That's-
one-off thing that happened somewhere, or
This
is
is my fucking wackadoodle cousin and his.
Is he a
it
boxer?
seemed like
Yeah,
there was
he
family
was.
involved somewhere.
My cousin was professional MMA fighter and boxer for
Okay.
years, and he boxed out in Vegas and LA for years. He was with
Wow.
Rampage Jackson. He was in that
Okay.
camp and all that stuff back in like late 2007 to 2011 area. But this guy paid him to train him, and he called me up and he's like, "Hey, we're doing this thing. You know, I'm training this guy. It's at Scioto Downs." I'm like, "All right." He's like, I told Cash, I'm like, "Hey, we got like 2 hours. Can we film?" He's
Yeah.
like, "Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna film it." So we get Scioto Downs.
We're
We're
like,
all.
where
Yeah.
where are they box at Saturday?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I was like, "What we're doing." So I'm like, I said, maybe they got a stage or doing something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And we get there, they're all eating. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's like down the road." I'm like, I grew up down here. Down the road ain't shit. I mean, like,
We were like, is this some kind of fight club in a field?
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh.
Like,
What
I
are
was
we
like,
getting
Cash,
into?
this might be Fight Club. I don't know. And it was. I
We
mean,
could die.
It was kind of sweet and nice.
yeah, it was
actually.
family
Aw.
friendly.
But
I
it
mean,
was-
But it was homemade.
these special
Yeah,
little.
and it poured down rain in the middle of the fight we were filming.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
That's good footage. Yeah.
We had to stop the fight,
Let's
go
stop
hang
the
out in
fight,
a barn.
hang out in this pole barn with
The footage of them like
Oh.
trying to dry up
Dry it
the,
off,
the floor.
See, in
with,
my
like,
head,
the
they
dogs
they
that-
kept fighting, and I'm like, high frame rate. That's gonna look incredible. Yeah.
The dogs got loose.
God. So you say it was controlled, but it sounds insane.
I was, yeah, I remember. I mean, had
Somebody's
these,
backyard.
someone's backyard had these little sugar-induced fucking brats trying to like, can I beat your drone out of the air? I'm like, no, you can't.
No, you may
I said,
not.
do your parents have $2,000? They're like, no.
Man, that is bizarre.
Yeah, it was fun.
How often do you have to go out to shoot? Like, you guys have a lot of projects going on, but when you say projects, I mean, what does that entail? Just people come to you and say, I want to make a thing.
Sometimes, I mean, you know, that's how some of like the music videos, the short ones, or some of the, you know, we got to do commercial work to pay bills like
Yeah.
everybody else. But no, I don't think we've ever picked up most of the projects that come to us. I don't think I've actively sought out outside of maybe traumatic brain injury one, that might be the only one we kind of sought out.
That's a happy one.
No.
It's not sad.
It's not a sad
thing.
It's not happy though.
No.
No, but I mean, if we, we're still in kind of pre-production phase. We filmed a little bit for that one, but that's the goal or the concept of that is we're going to want to follow 5 veterans of global war on terror from their undiagnosed traumatic brain injury, and then how they navigate the VA and the private healthcare, and then also just a lot of the people that need to be held kind of accountable for these actions. So we tentatively, I've talked to Sherry Brown's office and Senator Portman's office. I want nothing to do with JD Vance. He can suck a dick and die. So I'd rather deal with Portman, who's a little more rational, and then same Tammy Duckworth out of Illinois, and then a couple other people politically that can speak on it on behalf of kind of what the legislation they put in place. And,
interesting. You learn a lot.
Yeah, I forgot about the small vignettes that go
in between
all
there,
of them. That are of normal people of all different kinds of backgrounds.
Interesting.
Like sometimes it's a kid who got hit by balls. Sometimes it's somebody got in an accident. Somebody fell.
You learn a lot from those things.
What we learned how crazy prevalent it was. You'd think. I mean, I never would have thought
that was the thing. It's just people kept over and over again. Oh, I know somebody. I know somebody.
Talk to this person. Michael Stinziano was like, I got someone for you, Yeah, he's just like, my kid, and actually, that's a horrible story. His friends, their child died from a sports-related traumatic brain injury. And they're advocates, and they were like, yes, we want to talk about baseline testing. They're like, hey, we want to make it part of the healthcare mandate and insurance industry. So like 8 years old, if you go into sports, make sure you get kids get their brainwave baseline testing, so you know what it looks like. I'm like, so there's a level. I mean, that's the only one that we've really done. It's maybe has like that level of advocacy built into the story.
So, that's cool though. That's cool. What kind of commercial work do you guys do? Do you mind?
It's just kind of started, really.
Yeah, okay. We've tried to not do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the goal was originally like, oh, we're old enough now. We can like figure out how to make this not have to go.
So you guys haven't been at this for very long.
No, not like this.
Not all the way in. I mean, he and I met 4 years.
Yeah, but then there was a big gap.
Big gap between us really moving forward.
Year and a half, maybe.
Year and a half, probably.
Sounds about right.
Maybe a year and a half, 2 years that about a year and a half that I've like quit my job and went full bore, started a company. I started a company in 2019. When COVID? 2020 or 2019? 2020. So I started in 2019, at the tail end 2019, and then obviously COVID.
But did you find though that there was more of a need for video during COVID? Because that's something that we kind of discovered here.
We weren't at a place where
not high end videos.
I don't know.
No, but
do you mean?
Just folks who we got a lot of folks who wanted to start things, that started a thing or started a podcast or a show or whatever it is, and wanted to get into doing more creative things. And and then once they got into it, either realized this is a lot more work than I thought it was going to be, or people who were like, this is great, we want to keep going, but I have to go back to my regular 9 to 5 and keep this thing alive. So we've that's been a lot of sources of things we've had. So but
we backed into it a little. I mean, I don't know. I just kept asking Kash to do a little video with me. Hey, we got something, because we had an original project way back, and this is our first thing that we worked on together. That we're reworking right now to get in the Columbus Film Festival. But it was originally my family's story about men's mental health and motorcycle riding. Like I got a bunch of family that's motorcycle. I ride Harley. Got like 12.
Not today, I hope.
A little brisk.
But a lot of us use it as like a coping mechanism. There's a lot of like, generational trauma, narcotics abuse, alcohol abuse, domestic violence, prevalent on both sides of my family. We talked to a lot of people, and we had a mutual friend that put us together. I kept asking Kash. We did a little bit for it. We do a piece for it. I'm like, hey, can we do this? And I'm still working. And then
we were just working, and then going out and doing these little things. And the TBI thing took off for a while.
Yeah.
And then and then your cousin called and said, "Hey, do a promo for us." And after filming the first day, we were like, this is something bigger.
This is a thing. Yeah.
And that's what kind of like really
I mean,
got us to this point where like we're just gonna do this stuff now. I think kind of, you know.
We wanted the GCAC fellowship grant for a couple of smaller grants.
That kind of
congrats on that too.
But that also like okay, well we can do this for a minute.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah. What won the grant? Which film of yours?
The it's called Don't Put My Seatbelt on Me, and that's the dwarf. That's Jeremy Smith's life. Yeah.
And he is a boxer, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of so.
That's what the film's pretty much about. At this point, we didn't know first.
Yeah, we didn't know first. It's like any documentary.
You don't know what it's about until you get into it, and then you're like, oh, this is where we're going.
And when like maybe a month ago, we thought we knew.
We thought it was done.
We're already.
Like, oh.
No, it's like
not done.
We basically, he even said it the best. It's like we thought it was done. He's like, dude, we just started third act. I'm like, fuck.
I know. It's just like,
another intermission in there.
I mean, I don't want to complain about it.
No, I mean, it's
because it's awesome.
Yeah.
But
that's always what amazes me about you guys as filmmakers. Is like, when do you say, I'm done? This is it. I'm done.
I think that's all different. You know, I was just listening to a podcast.
Was it ours? I'm just kidding.
No.
He's like, no.
He's like, no, really, not at all.
Not at all.
Do you ever listen to the Deacons podcast?
I don't. No.
They were talking to a documentary filmmaker, and this guy followed around these kids that did heroin for like 2 years or something like that.
Wow.
And he goes, he said, at some point the kid goes to see, I think her mother or something, and there was an obvious. He captured what he thought was this kid finally realizing that the mom couldn't help her, and that she had to go move on with her life, and that was the point where it was like, okay, maybe he's done.
Wow.
You know, you can start going to that anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
But like finding that spot, I think I don't know yet. I'll be honest with you, I don't know yet.
I think
especially with the documentary, because there's always, I mean, unless the story actually ends, you can't.
Well, and like you always you start off with the idea of I want it to be this, but a documentary doesn't do that. Like it does what it wants to do, and you chase whatever story it's telling you, and sometimes it starts telling you a completely different story partway through, and you got to figure out how to either incorporate that or is that the story, you know? Yeah.
I mean, some of them were a little more linear, which was nice for us. Like the future of fashion, the fashion one we did with the kids, like we knew that there was a finite time in which they were going to do it, what elements we could put in. We'd thrown some post-production elements into our post-filming.
But for the majority, it was just, this is our time frame.
This is our time frame. Yeah. I mean, and like the good thing about the TBI one is we don't know how long the duration will take, but we have a clear outline of what it will look like and what we need, what elements are. But yeah, this Jeremy one, we had no clue. I mean, it's just.
How much footage do you generate for something like that?
The Boxer project?
Well, yeah, I mean, like something that's kind of interview heavy, because I know when I do big corporate things, like those can absolutely balloon out of control as far as just the amount of stuff that you're shooting and maybe never using, you know.
Well, with the Jeremy projects, mostly done with one camera, mostly following them around.
Yeah.
The occasional interview.
Yeah.
It's all shot, I mean, 24 megabytes a second, kind of HD footage, right? Yeah. And we have about 2 terabytes. Okay. 2.5 terabytes.
Okay.
It's not huge.
Yeah.
But the kid project, a lot of times we shoot all day with 3 cameras.
3 cams, 45
Shooting
days.
in HD too.
Yeah.
Shooting pretty small files.
Yeah.
It's about 11 terabytes, I think.
It's 11 terabytes.
Yeah.
So for our audience out there,
40 days.
Yeah, it's probably
40 interviews, 50 interviews. Jeez. I mean, that's an accumulation of small little interviews with the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
But each time you sit down with a kid, you're with them for like 10 minutes, and it's like half a day of shooting.
Yeah.
And you gotta watch.
You can shoot 4K, I guess, but then multiply everything by 4 essentially, and it's nuts.
We couldn't even have done it if we wanted to.
Nah, we couldn't do 4K.
No.
I mean,
we had to sell card.
Yeah.
Get all the hard
just
drives.
the hard drive.
And then the computing system to make it work.
Yeah.
How do you
doesn't need it either.
When you're doing documentary shooting, how do you get people to be normal? How do you get people to be normal? when you are, I mean, because that's kind of a big ask.
I can answer for you.
Yeah.
I tried to do the fly on the wall thing and just disappear.
Yeah.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that works.
From a filming standpoint, yeah, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Is just disappear into the background so that they just do their thing. But if it's interview style, is that what you're asking? Was like
well, just in
interviews?
general. I mean, I think that, you know, seeing people when they know there's a camera in the space, it's sort of like,
yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, the question you always get is, and I answer it the same way every time. Cash probably sick of hearing it, but it's good. Is they'll say, "Am I doing this right?" And I always tell them, like, listen, if we are doing this project, if this is the right project done the right way, and it's your truth, it's the right. That's it. So I don't care. You're not performing. I don't need some.
Right.
You're not an actor or an actress in this thing. We're just gonna talk. Tell me what your truth is.
Right.
Then it's right. And most of the time, they're, you know, and it. But the fashion one was great because they're kids, and kids are more.
Oh yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I mean,
Kids give you a lot of material.
I mean, yeah, they had to get used to it. You can't just,
Yeah.
you know, it takes a month probably to earn their trust. Especially all those kids come from very underserved communities.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're very kind of leery of, you know, how you're going to use this footage. What am I going to look like? You know?
Right.
Yeah, especially like Mustafa, who's fun. He's Somali, fundamentally Islamic, but he's all in with fashion. And it's not something that you really get a lot of support. So he's kind of cautious about how he's portrayed. But then by the end, he was just like,
You're right.
Yeah.
Kids are fun. They make it interesting. Yeah. Yeah. And you have kids, yes. Yeah. Little ones.
Yeah.
How old are they?
7 and 10.
Oh, not too little. You've gotten through
Through the little phase.
Yeah, I was gonna say the hard phase,
sure.
but I can't say it got any better. You don't have to wipe butts anymore. I'm so glad that's done.
I remember my friend who had kids earlier than me. You know, I mean, his kids are, I think his oldest is 18, maybe 19.
Yeah.
I remember him posting something and was like, "It's been 10 years and I finally don't have to wipe it."
Yeah, I don't miss that.
Some things you don't miss.
Our milestone this year is our youngest will be leaving daycare, and that will be the end of daycare for us.
So expensive.
Daycare is crazy. Yeah.
Did you have to do daycare with yours? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I didn't work
like getting a
because
raise.
there was no. I mean, my entire paycheck would go, you know, because they pay actors so well in this town. But there was no point.
that was my sister.
Yeah.
She left her position. She got 4 kids. She was like, I'm either going to pay someone to raise my kids.
Yeah.
Or you're going to raise your kids.
Yeah. It's not fun. I love you guys, but I would never do that again. No.
Well, fuck you all, because we're trying to get pregnant now.
Do you want to borrow some kids for a while? See if that's the right choice. Do you really want to go that route?
God, I actually we have some friends. My wife insists that they never ended up having kids because they watched it.
Are you serious? Aw.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
You prevented future generations. No, I wouldn't do it.
I don't know how true that is.
We trained I don't even know if I told you this. We got in the car with our 15-year-old.
Oh, wow. Started the
driving
process.
Lessons.
Wow.
So there was a lot of that happening. They're very timid. We're going to get there. It's.
Yeah, the first time my dad took me driving, he had me go on a freeway.
Are you serious?
That's like, here's the deep end.
Figure it out.
Did you?
And like, you know, I went on it like 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's speed up, speed
up. My mother was the one to instruct me. And my mother is very conservative, very well put together, but good Lord, she was sorry, Mom, terrible driving instructor. She would like weave her hand through the handle on the door. Every move I make, she'd go in the car. You can't inhale sharply while you're trying to learn how to drive. Just no.
I just remember like every car I'd pass on like a 2-lane road, I'd like pull all the way over and like stop as they'd drive by, and they'd be looking at you like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like,
I'm scared.
I don't want to hit anything.
That was I had to learn how to drive stick shift. My dad found a car for me, and he's like, "You want to come to Thanksgiving? You're gonna have to figure out how to drive it." And I was like, "Well, this isn't gonna work." You know, I figured it out. Stalled about 12 times on the way there, but
mine was good. My mom's side of the family is all hillbilly. I'm from Steubenville, Ohio. My dad's Pittsburgh. So all them hillbillies. I was doing farm equipment when I was young.
Yeah.
I'd steal trucks, and I mean, we were out like fields and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just steal shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I started riding dirt bikes. I was like 11, so.
Were you on a farm? Did you grow up on a farm?
Nah.
Okay.
But I got shipped out there. So I was a horrible little kid.
Mm.
And we lived in a place in Pittsburgh that was like not great.
Hmm.
So I'd hang out with all the drug dealers through the year.
Wow.
My parents were like, you're going to get shipped out to the country like during
Yeah.
the summer. So I had to spend all my summers out with my cousins.
Mm.
And yeah, my uncles had like farms and I had to do all
Doing
that stuff.
the labor and
baled hay and weed whacked and built fences.
that's
and,
good for the soul, though, isn't it?
Yes. It's free labor for them. That's what it felt.
That's amazing. You guys, so you want kids, eh? You're gonna do the thing. Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's,
It's an adventure.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
It is.
It is great. It's hard as fuck.
I'm
is
aware,
hard.
yeah.
Because that's like,
It's
oh,
hard
they're
in
the
ways you don't
easier-
expect.
no.
And it's the things you think it's going to be hard with. It's, I don't know. I have found that those were not the hard parts at all. Like
no.
changing that, whatever, finding changing
Mm.
diaper, but like emotional questions that come up, and
Mhm.
sometimes just the weird little things you didn't think about. You're like, oh God, that's right. I have to teach you how to like use a fork or whatever. And
I'd love to go back to that.
yeah, I know, but that's my 8-year-old too. So.
Oh, my 11-year-old still doesn't use utensils.
He's just-
Like, are you a caveman? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Kids are weird,
No.
but they're a thing. They're a thing. How many do you want?
Probably 2.
Yeah.
Let's go. Sell a movie, make some money,
Mm-hmm.
have someone else raise them.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Is that what we do? I didn't do that right. So what's next? What are your upcoming projects, endeavors? We just got to work on one together.
Yeah, no, that was good. We're
Mhm.
we're in the post on that one. That was Daughter. This is a short film about a transsexual woman coming back to deal with emotional kind of spectrum of her dad's funeral, which ended up being a farce, and it was a manipulation to try to get her into some type of conversion therapy, loosely based on a true story. One of our associate producers. So that was really cool.
It was great.
Yeah.
Such a positive experience. And cool for me because that's not my
No,
normal
it's
place
great,
to
yeah.
be, but it was wonderful.
You did a fantastic job.
I didn't do
like-
anything.
Well, getting
I
like
just
I
got
thought
people.
the actions were perfect.
they were
They were wonderful.
perfect for
Wonderful
like
people.
what they
I
were supposed to
believe
be.
they were supposed to be there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of actors. Yeah. There's a lot of actors in this town. And I think the cool part, at least being on this side of it, is that I know these theater people who've never done film.
Mm.
And so at this point, it's just sort of like, I want to see what this world is like. And
Seemed like they were all
Well,
excited.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
glad to listen for them to show up 2 days in a row.
You
Yeah,
did say that.
that amount of
You're
long
like, they
time.
showed up.
You know,
I mean,
for continuity,
did you get
you
any
get
kind of
Not at all.
feedback from
There were
them at
2 that
all?
were running late and they texted me immediately, like, we're on our way.
yeah, that was okay. We just said,
Yeah.
Just that I was this is a goofy story, but I was just in London, just young, with 21. I was just there.
Yeah.
I was just
Just
I'd
to-
run out of money, and I was living in this hostel. And I was
I
like
love it.
cleaning the kitchens and bathrooms for my free bed, right? But they stuck all those workers in like one room, like
Mm-hmm.
stacked
Bunk
up in
beds,
the bunk beds.
yeah.
And I mean, everybody else stuck.
Well,
Sounds like a Wes Anderson movie.
Well,
Hearing the
the
music
the,
come back.
the
Oh, wearing
balcony-
matching pajamas.
the balcony for sure was Wes Anderson
Yeah.
because we're on the second floor or third floor, and you could crawl out the window to a balcony that looked upon a graveyard.
Oh, gosh.
But then we found out that the balcony was actually the entrance to catacombs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my
We
gosh.
just get high and drink big bottles of cider after we were drinking. But anyway, so the hostel just started, and one of the guys was going down the street to a local laundromat to wash all the sheets and stuff. And he's like, "There's a film production across the street." And I just went in, and they're always looking for extras. So it was like a kids' TV show about like these like kids that couldn't make the soccer team, so they made their own soccer team. Kind of. It was like a
Oh, my
Nickelodeon
gosh.
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. Like a sitcom type thing?
Yeah, like a
Like a series?
Saved by the Bell type looking
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
but cheaper. A little
Oh, yeah.
cheaper, right?
Yeah. What was it
Brit-
called? Do you
Britain.
remember?
The Remford Rejects.
Were you an extra?
That's so British. That's
Oh
so
yeah,
British.
we all quit our job in the hostel. We just show up, and be like, "I ain't working today. Here's your money." Because we were just showing up. They just pay us cash every day.
Oh
and
my gosh.
we just There was times where I was playing myself in a soccer field. So they, because they only had a few extras, so we'd put the one outfit on and like do the shots, and then go change outfits.
You played yourself. Who won?
Well, I really sucked at soccer, so I don't.
They paid you.
Like they'd be like, "I need you to kick the ball over there," and then I'd kick it, go over there. And it's okay, we can edit it.
Remington Rejects.
Rimford.
Rimford. Wow. I gotta IMDb this shit right now. I'm sorry, this is just what happens in this world.
I think it was on for a few years. I don't know.
Did it do well? Wow. You don't have it on like VHS and you watch it frequently, or?
Probably like 98 or 9 to 2002.
Rimford.
Wow.
RIM.
RIMFORD.
Rin.
REN.
I
don't remember.
Renford.
Anyway.
There it is.
Oh, but my whole point to that story.
No, I love this story. I don't. You don't even have to have a point. I love this story.
The whole point to the story is, especially there was in the hostel working, the like little group there. A bunch of them were Polish, and a bunch of them were like mixed, like Brazilian, Spanish. And we just started recruiting. Like every once in a while, you got any more extras? And so we'd occasionally like be like, "Does everybody want to make $20 today?"
That's how I became a casting director.
Yeah, so temporary casting director for like 5 minutes.
Well done, you.
And we all go down there, and there's just extras on the sideline for the game.
Yeah.
It's the only time we need it. Anyway, they need like 3 people.
Right.
They had one of those little fake, it's like Saved by the Bell, like cafes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you don't need a few for that, but for the days where they had like. They need a bunch of extras every once in a while.
For the big reject games. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they'd have to just stand on the sideline, occasionally cheer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
All of them were like, never again.
Really?
Like, this is the worst thing I've ever done.
Why?
Wow.
Just standing around waiting.
Just being extra sucks. I mean, it kind of sucks.
You're a human prop.
Yeah. I think it's fascinating.
Yeah, it can be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First time.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of situations where it was pretty bad in New York, where I was like,
"Oh, really?
Yeah, you guys need to pay more attention to these guys." But
that's what they're there for.
Just bad production.
Yeah, and they're there for their bodies.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to put it like that.
They're still humans. I mean, that's
they are.
Like,
yeah.
I try to make. I mean, you saw. I try to make a point, like to talk to my people. You're all human beings. You're all working here.
Yeah.
We tried to limit. We worked with the AD a lot on that to try to limit how much they were out there and how much they're sitting on a damn pew for.
Right.
So
they loved it.
Yeah. No, I was happy. Yeah. And I mean, we put. The good thing was having the right PA back there too. I mean, Trinity was just. So entertaining.
She was like, "Tell me how you got to your place in life." I'm like, "You really don't want life advice from me."
Oh, she's awesome.
She's great. How did you figure out what you want to do? I was like, "I'm 42. It took a very long time. You just started, honey." Yeah. Where do you find the PAs? Like, where do they come from?
They just go out.
They just want to work.
I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I don't know. I just run into.
It started with the Gladden house, right?
Okay.
I mean, that's where Trinity comes from.
Yep.
But not the rest of them. Right?
I mean, I network again. That's the good, like the business side of me. Like I'm hustling, and I just go to a lot of artistic events. And if I run into a young person, it's like, "Hey, I'm interested in film. How do I get started?" I'm like, truthfully, this is the crew version of an extra is a PA.
Yeah.
But you learn a lot. And that's, I try to put, on some of the productions, I try to match the PA with kind of what their skill set is and what they might be able to learn. So I had some more technical PAs that I put with like the gaffers and the grip. And I'm like, hey, talk to them. And I had someone that I know that she wants to become a director. So I put her next to the first AD. I was like, hey, shadow her and understand like the real meticulous parts of directing so that you can learn these skill sets. And so again, like Kash said, you really do.
Yeah.
I think it's, I'm happy that I can be that, but a good producer puts people in the right places.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I think that's all that a producer's job really is putting the right people in the right project.
It's a lot of pieces and parts for you though too. Like watching literally everything that's happening, and they have to go to you if anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
You like it though.
I like it.
It's interesting.
Keep calm, right?
Yeah, you do. You have to keep calm.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot lose it. You have to be the coolest guy in town.
You were very level-headed and calm, and I appreciated that. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. I told you this too.
I don't know.
No clue.
I've convinced people that I mean, listen, I take bigger steps each time to learn what I'm doing. But I mean, we were with the Loose guys, and sorry, not the Loose guys, Loose Film, and they just had a pretty national movie. It did real well, it was well received, and they're out there fundraising for their next one. And we had a meeting with them, and they're like, "Yeah, I have no fucking clue how we're gonna figure this out." And we were like, "Thank God that we're not the only assholes out there." Like, and then
every time.
I mean, talk to LA doesn't know what to do. New York,
Right.
Atlanta, they don't know where they're getting their money from. You just
do it,
you figure it out,
and it happens or it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big one, right?
Right.
The talking about doing something for years and years and years and years, not doing it. Like, why didn't that ever happen?
I think I appreciate what you guys do, because it's not like theater where you rehearse this much, you do it, and then you're done. That's it.
Yeah.
But there's so much more time and love that has to be put into it, and years on these projects sometimes. And
I mean, even some of them, like, I don't know how many, probably got like 4 or 5 of them now. We're like, that's a good idea. We'll film a little something, and it goes nowhere.
Yeah.
And you just like, it's in the hard drive.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Keep it there someday.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Where did the name come from?
Well, name my production company. I think it's like an old street I used to live in when I was a kid.
I love that. I always love
That's a lie. I don't tell anybody what it means.
That's okay.
I just make shit up about it because it's better that way. That's a good
that was a good one. No, I believed it. I traveled there.
It's the name of my high school kung fu instructor. Yes, that's.
Yes. What was it? One of my favorite answers to a random question on a podcast was Joe, who's the owner of Hot Chicken Takeover.
Yeah.
He's like, "Where did the recipe come from?" He's like, "Google."
That's awesome. He's great.
Okay, I love Joe.
He's
He is so funny. We've had some very humorous guests.
Yes, we have.
Some of our time.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite moments was Dr. Frederick Bertley from Coastside. Do y'all know him?
I do, actually.
I
met him like 6 months
ago.
ago.
He's a riot.
Yeah.
We gotten into the podcast, and I start doing kind of like a little, as we wind down, he's like, "Stop, it's my turn to ask you questions." All right. So I was like, okay. Yeah, because he's a Canadian hockey playing.
Yeah. Yep. And was a virologist, if I'm not mistaken. And he was just a guy until COVID hit. And then all of a sudden he's like, everyone's like, we need to talk to you and get your opinion about this. And and he's also an amazing human being too. So we have some cool people in this town. Yeah.
And that's, I know that you and I have met kind of through some of these networking, because it's the thing that I like to do as well. But it's just to meet the number of artists that are out there and creatives that are out there. It's just like, we've got a lot going on here.
Ohio's a weird state.
It
I
is.
love it. Ohio and Florida, but I love how
Florida's
weird this state is.
We like to pretend we're not as weird as Florida, but we're.
If we had sunshine laws, it would be Florida.
Yeah. If we had gators, it'd be same state, basically. Yeah.
Explain the whole, the film commission thing. How does that work with the laws going in, and we're trying to get money into Ohio? How does all of that?
Cash should be all over.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nah, I got to field that one.
Yeah. I mean, there's no exact answer to that.
No, I mean,
is there?
No. The reality is, if you want, I've been in some really high level meetings about this situation, and if you do not have the film tax credit that mirrors, basically, if it doesn't mirror what Georgia does right now, you're not going to get films here. Not at the level. So, are you asking where the commissions intersect with it?
Yeah. Well, I'm not good at explaining anything, quite frankly, but how it's working to try to get money back into Ohio for films being made.
Okay, so film tax credit. So when you apply for film tax credit, essentially whatever you spend, whatever the spend is, you can get up to 30% of that spend back to you. So, say it was $1 million film, you get $300,000. And here's a funny fact about that. This is so goddamn half-ass backward. Whatever your tax credit is, the state of Ohio literally mails you a check for that dollar amount. It comes through the USPS. My
What
friend
was
got
the big one?
$310,000 check.
Oh my
John Sherman
gosh.
for they them us.
Yeah, we know
It
Josh.
came through the mail. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Where do you even? I wouldn't want to touch that. Like,
No,
Oh.
it's
Oh.
Yeah. It's like this big.
Yeah, do you get- do you get
Not that big, right?
Is
Ed
there big
McMahon brings it
scissors
to
to
your
cut?
house
Yeah,
and
with
with
balloons
balloons.
and-
Yeah.
it's staggering that's how
My God.
antiquated that is.
bizarre.
So like
Yeah.
the Netflix movie, they
Yeah.
got a check.
They got a literally check. That check was they got like
Really?
a $2.1 million check in the
Hmm.
It's crazy, but anyway, we're
Where
the
do you
intercept.
cash that?
Yeah, I don't.
Well, you hand it over to your
Kemba.
Like,
Take it down to Kemba and just
somebody
say,
take it.
here's the check. Can I have this cash, please?
Hey,
I want a
say,
big check.
Mr. Attorney. Here is
Yeah. Take this
and
paper.
they
I
take
don't
care
want
of
to see
it.
this.
Yeah.
You get that cam of that agreement.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah.
gets paid all the way
Yeah.
down the fountain.
Yeah.
But so where the film commissions intersect, and the one of the downsides, to be quite candid about Ohio, is
Mhm.
we have 5 film commissions, kind of quasi maybe 6, in a state that barely has film,
Right.
and everybody wants to have their little fiefdom. The 2 major players, Cincinnati and Cleveland, play really well together, and
Okay.
they are, no offense to John Doherty when he does here,
Mhm.
they're on the forefront of the fight for the film tax credit.
Mhm.
What you need to mirror is
Doing it
a
all
long time. I mean,
Yeah.
they have major films that come
Right.
to Cleveland. And they have
Yeah.
major filmmakers that come out of those areas
Mhm.
and come back.
Hmm.
But you need to look at it needs to replicate where you don't have a cap on it. And it's hard to explain to the infrastructure of the state that putting a no cap, you'll see the ROI. They still have admin costs when they process a lot of those high dollars. And Georgia did get in a situation where they had a deficit, like maybe $300,000. They also did $1.2 billion worth
Oh,
of
yeah.
films one
Yeah.
year. There's some small things that metrics that you can do to make it that way, but long and short, you got to get it uncapped, and you have to have a transferable tax credit so that I can sell that tax credit on the open market.
Mhm.
So if our film projected this much, we raised enough money where we didn't really need a tax credit, we can move that tax credit and sell it to
Yeah.
entities that might need it. And that's not the case in the state of Ohio right now.
Hmm.
So it's hard to get investment money on a significant level. If you're doing a project, anything over north of $1 million,
Just grants and private funding.
private funding
Yeah.
in Ohio, if you really want to film in Ohio. Because the other thing is there's only $40 million worth of tax credits right now in the state.
Jeez.
That's one big budget movie.
Right,
That's one
that's it.
Netflix rolls into town. And I was just sat in a meeting where 2 weeks ago, Governor DeWine sat in a group of the film people in that state. Was pissed off that he was seeing the Georgia Peach all the time. He said, I want to see the Buckeye
Mm-hmm.
made in Ohio. Well, motherfucker, fund it.
Right.
It's
We
easy.
need the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're giving you a blueprint. This is how you get it. So
Maybe
Yeah.
we need to start because we've already heard 2 or 3, well, at least 2, like very successful filmmakers. Like, man, we want to
Yeah.
film in
Mhm.
Ohio. We
Mhm.
don't know if we're going to be able to.
Just for the funding purposes.
Yeah.
like very successful film.
Really.
I just
Well-
really want to do it here. But
Yeah.
Just, sorry, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it here.
Producers. I mean, I'd say this most time. Every time we
Just start a petition.
uh,
These
Mm.
guys, like,
I sat in his room and I
Yeah.
told him, man, we go out to LA, you tend to meet like 6 to 12 people that are from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
LA, Atlanta. I mean,
They
Atlanta's
left because
been
there's
nice.
nothing here.
And they're just expats, and they're like, man, I would love to build it there. It's just
Yeah.
not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's so much creativity here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we got other friends that I got a good friend of mine that was a photographer, studied here at Otterbein actually, and then
We have
Otterbein
to-
and masters at CCAD. Couldn't get work,
Mm-hmm.
commercial work here. Went to LA, and now all the Columbus fashion industry hires him to like flies him back out.
Hmm.
He's like, I had to move to LA so you could fly me back here to get the
Mhm.
work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck it, you're gonna pay me $50,000 for a day.
Take it.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
What is that like? I wonder.
yeah.
It'd be nice.
Oh, those companies, it's staggering amount of money they throw away.
Yeah.
It'd be nice though. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, how do people find you guys when they want you to make their next documentary?
Don't leave us alone.
And there it is.
Good enough.
We're
They
too
wanna
busy.
Just give us money.
Yeah.
For
If people
other
want to give you
projects.
money, how do
The
they find
address
you?
is.
Yeah.
I'd say he's at JimFiaProductions.com or JimFia.com. Once I didn't even have to put productions because
GYM.
Yeah.
GYMFEA.com because amazingly that name was open. It's not because it means Gibberty garble stuff.
Hmm.
It's a street.
The street.
You just told me that.
The street, yeah.
Now you're lying about it.
I'm absolutely lying.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming on. This is fun.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for going through my list of questions. Bye.
Boxland Media. Think big.